I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kay, it is not even Thanksgiving yet. Why are we talking about Christmas? And to that I have to say, we can celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ every single day of the year. But when it comes to Christmas books, I'm going ahead and giving you a list now because we're only a month and a half away from Christmas. Maybe you want to place some holds at your library on some Christmas books. Maybe you want to go ahead and order some. Maybe you're a planner and want to just figure out what you'll be reading in the month of December. Or maybe you just want to know what the heck is out there when it comes to Christian fiction in the Christmas genre. Hello book lover, my name is Kay. If you're new here, this is my channel where I love to talk about Christian fiction books, and today, of course, we're diving into all different genres of Christian fiction Christmas books. This video is not a TBR for me, so I will not be reading every single one of these books this Christmas. There's a few of them I definitely want to, but I just really wanted to do some research and pull all the titles that just sound interesting to me that you guys might enjoy too. And I haven't read any of these books either. I pulled all of the titles from Christian publisher websites, so if you pick up one of these books and the faith content isn't super there, I plead the fifth. We can blame it on the Christian publishing houses, but I think they will all be pretty good. So first, let's go ahead and just dive into some Christian fiction Christmas rom-coms. Now, I know I've felt a little kind of iffy about rom-coms lately, but these sound super fun. I think Christmas time is a wonderful time to read those Hallmark type of books that are just clean and light and fluffy and just give you the holiday feels, and they're usually pretty quick too. So the first one that I have on the list is All's Fair in Love and Christmas by Sarah Monzon. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas around the office, and that means one thing to graphic designer Mackenzie: a promotion. To secure this much needed pay raise, she must outshine her workplace rival and crush, Jeremy, in a holiday duel. Their weapons? Tinsel, wrapping paper, holiday spirit, and determination. The stakes couldn't be higher. That just sounds way too cute. So obviously we got an office rivalry trope, which I think are usually pretty fun and pretty stinking cute. Next on the list we have Holly and Nick Hate Christmas by Betsy St. Amant. Holly Sinclair hates Christmas, and this year's holiday will be the worst yet. She's returning home, single and unemployed, with her 30th birthday looming, when her brother drags fellow holiday hater Nick home to be her pity date. Holly seeks revenge by kicking off a festive battle of wills. Could Holly and Nick learn to love Christmas and each other? I guess we'll have to find out. And the last rom-com I have for you is You Make It Feel Like Christmas by Tony Shiloh. This one says, Star Lewis is jobless, single, and heading home for the holidays that'll culminate with her sister's Christmas Eve wedding to Star's ex-boyfriend. Magic happens as she helps Waylon remodel his mother's shop. As the big day approaches, Star must decide what she wants after Christmas. Should she return to New York or open her heart to love's possibilities? Apparently, returning home single and jobless around the holidays is a theme. Okay, so next I'm going to jump into novellas. I put a ton of novellas in here because if you're like me, you just want to read a lot of little Christmas stories this time of year, and novella collections are a fabulous way to do that because the stories are typically between 100 to 200 pages, and they are just so wholesome and fun, and they give you all of the holiday feels, and they just feel like a hot cup of cocoa sitting by the fire and somebody's giving you your favorite snug warm blanket. The first one I have on the list is Joy to the World. This is a Regency Christmas collection by Carolyn Miller, Amanda Barat, and Erica Vetsch. I'm so sorry. Somebody help me with how to pronounce that. So this is 3 Regency novellas: In Heaven and Nature Sing, Two music lovers parted in youth find their way back to one another. A woman and child crossed paths with a wounded veteran and discover healing in Far as the Curse is Found. And in The Wonders of His Love, can a portrait painter thaw a widow's heart? The next novella we have is Once Upon a Christmas Carol by Melody Carlson. Carol is fed up with Christmas. This year she's going to the Bahamas. Bah humbug. Maybe she can outrun the snow? And can she flee the spirit of the season? I always think that those ones are so fun when they're taking place in Hawaii or, you know, one of those warmer climates around Christmas time. The next one is one that I'm honestly super excited about, and this is one that I do hope to read this December, and that is A Very English Christmas. 3 literary inspired novellas by Carrie Turonsky, Margaret Gray, and Carol Lair Johnson. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm probably butchering all of these names. I am so sorry. So the first novella in this is A Portrait of Fate. Devoted daughter Violet Wolford longs for a life beyond duty to her family. When she is asked to paint insightful Regency-era author Jane Austen, their unexpected friendship inspires Violet to pursue life and love with new courage. In A Victorian Christmas Tale, Clara Reynolds struggles against physical challenges and family expectations while falling in love with John, a writer with ties to Charles Dickens. Their work at the London Foundling Hospital brings healing hope and a Christmas transformation that would make Scrooge proud. And in A Tale of the Season, Edwardian heiress Arabella Graham escapes to the Lake District and meets a charming country veterinarian and author-illustrator Beatrix Potter. With gentle wisdom and the peace of a country Christmas, Arabella discovers the joy of finding her own path. Doesn't that just sound like the coziest of cozies? You have all of these classic authors that are just making appearances in these novellas. Like, I am so excited. That's everything I could possibly want. The final novella I have on the list is Christmas at Sugarplum Manor by Rosanna M. White. And let me just say, I think this one is the prettiest Christmas book cover on this whole list, in my opinion. So this one is about Lady Mariah's idyllic world collapses as her stepfather's estate passes to her once adored childhood friend Cyril. Upon hearing he was courting the cruel-hearted Lady Pearl, Mariah walked away any affection. Friendship reignites when Cyril returns until a Danish lord arrives to win Mariah's heart. Will this Christmas bring love or longing for what could have been? I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. I think that's the other novella that I for sure want to try to read this Christmas. And that one is 208 pages. So I noted that because it is a little bit of a longer novella. So now we're going to just move into the heartfelt, heartwarming couple of books that I put on this list. So these are the ones that might be more of a tearjerker. I mean, you should always look up trigger warnings in any book if you are sensitive to any specific content. But these are the ones that you might want to look more into because they are just supposed to be those heart-tugging, heart-stopping books. So the first one is Waiting for Christmas by Lynn Austen. Now this is a companion to her book All My Secrets, so I'm not 100% sure if you need to read All My Secrets first. If you've read this book and you've read All My Secrets, please leave in the comments if you can read them separately or if you need to have read All My Secrets. For the first time in her privileged life, Adelaide Forsyth won't be swept up in it. She couldn't be happier about the prospect of a quieter Christmas. That's not to say her transition from Miss to Mrs. has not been without challenge. Though she doesn't regret marrying for love instead of wealth, she can barely light the hearth or cook more than burnt toast. She feels woefully unprepared to run her own household. Then, on the first Sunday of Advent, winter brings change through 2 unlikely means: a young orphan boy hiding near Adelaide's front steps, and a seasoned housekeeper who seems too good to be true. The boy Jack claims he isn't an orphan at all and is desperate to reunite with his family. Adelaide and her husband Howard work tirelessly to solve the riddle of Jack's story when Adelaide's new endeavors open her eyes to a world beyond her past experience and all the challenge and possibility it holds. As Christmas approaches, small glimmers of wonder light the way toward the answers Adelaide seeks in the most miraculous gift of all. Next up, we have One Perfect Day by Lorraine Snelling. Two mothers end up more closely connected than they could dream, and yet they are strangers. As Christmas Eve quickly approaches, one mother waits anxiously for her husband to return from an overseas business trip so they can celebrate their last Christmas together before the twins head off to college. However, the other mother barely notices the Christmas festivities since her daughter is waiting desperately for a new heart and prays for a miracle. God's miracles are sometimes bittersweet. So we definitely got some heart tuggers with those first two. Okay, the next one I have is The White Christmas Inn by Colleen Wright. A New England inn seems like the picture-perfect place to spend the holidays. But when a snowstorm shuts the roads, keeps them all inside, the guests find themselves worrying that this Christmas may not be exactly what they dreamed of. As the characters' stories intertwine, they start to find hope where they thought it had been lost. With faith and a little bit of Christmas magic, the inn and its inhabitants might just make it through the holidays after all. And the final heart tugger that I have on this list is The 13th Gift by Joanne Hewist Smith. After the unexpected death of her husband, I don't think that's supposed to be this character's name because I put the author's name right here. After the unexpected death of her husband, had no idea how she would keep herself together and be strong for her 3 children, especially with the holiday season approaching. But 12 days before Christmas, presents begin appearing on her doorstep with notes from their true friends. As the Smiths came together to solve the mystery of who the gifts were from, they began to thaw out from their grief and come together again as a family. This true story about the power of random acts of kindness will warm the heart. Beautiful reminder of the miracles of Christmas and the gift of family during the holiday season. So those are all the tearjerkers that I put on this list. Now we're gonna move on to the mystery because I know we have quite a few mystery fans around here. This first one is Colleen Coble. So she is a very popular Christian fiction mystery author. All is Calm and All is Bright. It's 2 different novellas in one book. Curl up with this Yuletide duo. In All is Calm, Special Ops Agent Brendan and murder witness Lauren seek refuge at Bluebird Ranch. Can they catch the killer? And in All is Bright, Delilah is deliberately run off the road. Sheriff Tom Bourne is determined to protect her. Will he save her from her shadowy attacker? The next mystery book that we have on the list is Christmas Homecoming Secrets by Lynette Eason, and boy, is there some drama in this one. What seems like a routine call turns into Detective Jade Hollis's worst nightmare when she's attacked and discovers her friend's blood-soaked shirt. Now he's missing and presumed dead, and Jade is determined to track down the killer. But doing so means teaming up with private investigator Bryce Kingsley, the man who doesn't know he's the father of her child. As they work together to uncover the truth behind her friend's disappearance, it becomes clear that someone will do anything to stop them. Will they survive long enough to bring a murderer to justice and celebrate Christmas? Or will they be the next to vanish? That's just so funny. It's so dramatic. And then will they still be able to celebrate Christmas? The final mystery that I have on here is The Mistletoe Countess by Pepper Basham. I have heard a lot about this series. People just love them. And I read Pepper Basham last month, her book Sense and Suitability, and I absolutely loved her, so this is the other one that I for sure would love to get to this Christmas season. The Freddie and Grace Mysteries #1, Mistletoe, is beautiful and dangerous, much like the woman from Lord Frederick Percy's past. So when he turns over a new leaf and arranges to marry for his estate instead of his heart, he never expects the wrong bride to be the right choice. Gracelyn Ferguson never expected to take her sister's place as a Christmas bride. side. But when she's thrust into the choice, she will trust in her faithful novels and overactive imagination to help her not only win Frederick's heart, but also to solve the murder mystery of Havensbrook Hall before the ghosts from Frederick's past ruin her fairy tale futures. Knowing what I have read by Pepper Basham, I feel like she's going to have some humor in there, and that's what I'm looking forward to. With this whole list of books above, we've got heartwarming, we've got Regency era, we've got romance, we've got mystery, we've got historical fiction, we've just got everything you could want within that list. So I'm hoping there is a book for everybody there. Moving on to the next very exciting announcement that I'm so excited to share with you. I was asked by Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles to help be a co-host for the Tinsel and Tales Christmas Readathon in the month of December. So this is a super laid back, no stress readathon. It just gives everybody a place to come together and connect and to talk about our Christmas books and to talk about Jesus and the Nativity and all of that jazz. And so I'm really, really excited. There's 8 of us that are a part of this readathon, and these women are all so incredible. I'm going to link all of their channels in the description box. If you're looking for other Christian booktubers, absolutely give them all a follow. I absolutely adore all of them. Their names are Whitney, Lauren, Jamie, Molly, M, Kelly, along with Lucy and myself. What this readathon is, it's all December. You can double up on the prompts, you can quadruple up on them, you can do whatever you want. There's no limit. So if you read a book and it fits for 4 of the prompts, have at it. That's wonderful. Lucy says she just wants to make it easy during this busy Christmas season. Don't feel like you have to try to read a different book for every single prompt if you participate in this. There will be sprints, reading sprints live, and I will try to do my best to make it to any that I can. I know the first 2 Wednesdays that Lucy is wanting to do these, I actually work in a hair salon on Wednesday night, so I won't be able to be a part of those. If there are other sprints that any of the co-hosts are planning to do that I'm able to join, I will join them, and I will let you guys know if you want to do some reading sprints live with us. If you don't know what reading sprints are, it's pretty much where there is a live streaming with, say, somebody like myself, just a YouTuber, live on the camera talking to you. Then there's like this live chat going, so you can just type in whatever you want, and then that will show up on the screen, so then we can just kind of talk back and forth. No camera on you, no pressure on that. So we're kind of just chit-chatting about what we're reading, and then there will be a timer for like 30 minutes to an hour or something like that, where then you can just read during the time of that timer and then come back, we chat again for a little bit, and then do another timer. So it's reading sprints. So we're all just reading together while the timer's going off, and then having a place just to chat and connect and talk about our books and just whatever else is going on. I think they are so fun and so wonderful. So I will try my best to be a part of them when I can, and if I will be a part of any of them, I'll be sure to make a post on YouTube just so you guys know if you want to join and you want to hop in and say hi to us. So for the reading prompts, they're all Christmas based, and you can use any book you want, Christian or clean, just make sure it's at least a clean book. And the prompts are on a bingo board for you guys. So I'm gonna put that up on the screen if you want to pause, if you want to screenshot this. So these will be the prompts that we will have this year. And I'll also put a link in the description for the Canva template if you want to download the prompt bingo board too. So the prompts are Christmas in the title, a book that's been on your TBR since last Christmas, a holiday romance, and there's one required prompt that everybody, if you're participating in this readathon, you have to do, and that is to read the nativity story in your Bible. Go into it as in depth or not in depth as you want, but reading the nativity is the reason for the season. Jesus is the reason for the season, and we are so grateful and blessed because of that. So make sure you read the nativity story. And then we have a free space, so whatever Christmas book you want. And then we have a book with a festive cover, a Christmas book with a movie adaptation, and then go and watch the movie adaptation. Snow in the title or on the cover, and a Christmas mystery. A lot of the books that I mentioned in this video, you can definitely use for a lot of these prompts. So I hope you join us in the Tinsel and Tales Readathon. I am so excited. It will be my first time doing something like that. I just think it's gonna be such a joy and such a blessing and such a fun way as book lovers, Christian book lovers, to come together during the holidays holiday season in a non-demanding, stressful way. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm so grateful to be a part of this Christian fiction book-loving community that loves to read books that shine the light of Jesus. If you made it to the end of this video, please drop me a Christmas tree emoji in the comments so we can all be festive. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other Christian fiction, clean fiction book recommendations here on this channel. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have the best week ever, and I'll see you next week.